Hello awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to game number 2 between our two nations of Korea and New Zealand. This is going to be again Parting representing Korea. He is formerly of YoFlash Wolves, currently teamless, and his opponent is going to be a Zerg player, Crimson, who is currently on Frenetic Array, and he is, as I said, representing New Zealand. So we are on Arena in this occasion. Looks like an extractor trick being done here by Crimson. One of my favorite maps, is my favorite map actually, and we're gonna see how this plays out. Now obviously Parting won his previous game, he's still continuing on here. If you haven't seen that previous game, I do recommend watching it. And this is still from the same tournament, by the way, Nation Wars number 3, and there is no particular style that I've recognized that the games are played out. It seems that when you represent your team, you're representing it until you get knocked out, and then somebody else from your nation takes your place. And it seems that all of the actual series are best of 7, so you could potentially have an all kill from one player. Let's say, for example, if Parting decided to, or not decided, but if he managed to defeat 7 players in a row, actually it would only take 4 anyways, because 4 games is the minimum, since that would be the win after a best of 7. Okay, so it looks like Crimson has gone for a double expansion straight on. Parting, of course, is going to be able to see this and bring around his probe. Obviously, he's going to know exactly what's going on. He saw this one, he saw the other probe on the way down. And there you go, just doing a bit of damage to that drone now. You very rarely see a worker killing off another worker this early in the game, so it would be quite interesting to see if he manages something here. Honestly, I don't see it happening. Spawning pool is now down, which is quite normal after a double expand. It does appear that the cybernetics core was put down before the second gateway. Crimson is seeing the timings of everything, so that's all perfect for him. Of course, he sees the expansion also. And it looks like Parting is going to be aware of how many probes are or how many drones exactly are going to be on this. Now notice how late this extractor came out. The Zerg player Crimson was at about 23 supply when he put that down. So this seems to be a very common thing for Zerg these days. If they're not planning on rushing the opponent's base, then they really often just wait for that gas. They don't really need that metabolic boost straight away. As you can see, Parting has actually opted to go for a Stalker straight away, just ignoring the Adept play altogether. In the last game, his Adept drops actually ended up winning him the game, which is pretty funny. And in this game, he just decides to ignore them altogether. But this probe is going to get chased here. I don't believe that it's going to get killed. The Stalker is going to intervene here. There you go, now I'm going to help this poor little thing. I don't think probes have any bit of a soul. I mean, they are little robots. But then again, you never know. Look at the campaign. Phoenix has a soul of some sort. He got offended about some things, so there you go. There you go, a Stalker versus a Queen. I do think a Queen wins off this trade, especially when there's 2 of them. Ooh, a triple pylon put down here at the entrance to the natural, which is quite interesting. This means that he might try to go for a bit of overcharges on it, but that really depends on whether he can keep those pylons up. He does have enough energy for it. Gotta do a bit of damage. There's 2 very low queens here. One gets sniped out finally. Second one also gets destroyed. This is actually quite beneficial to Parting at this point. The 3 pylons here have already been paid for with the death of those 2 queens. In fact, it's done a lot more than that. A Roach Warren is going down in the main base. As you can see, there is a double gas here for Parting, or for Crimson. It is at the natural base though, not at the main base. Ooh, interesting. So there's 2 pylons being put down here. Reason for that is probably just to prevent the Zerglings from running in. And it looks like these Stalkers are finally getting surrounded. At this point, they might get destroyed, but it does look like a lot of these Zerglings are also dropping. So this is quite interesting. He's sacrificing so many Zerglings for this. And there you go, more and more Zerglings are streaming down. The only thing is, because he has sacrificed the Zerglings to destroy the Stalkers, at this point, the Zerglings will not be able to, the Stalkers will not be able to defend the pylons here, so they will get taken out. Now the Mothership Core is overcharging this just to basically prevent those Zerglings from killing it. Very, very beneficial because of course it kills a bunch of Zerglings and keeps this wall up alive. And these pylons are going to get taken out here very shortly. Does look like that one is just being ignored here, not quite sure why. And there we go. This is actually going to reduce the supply count for parting quite a lot, so he definitely wants to get a few more up. Just to note as well, we do have... He didn't do any research while I wasn't looking, but he does have a robotics bay coming out, which suggests either Disruptors or Colossus. Most likely Disruptors, of course. And he does have a third base almost completed also. Metabolic boost is on the way. We have a few roaches and glial reconstitution on the way also. Now the funny thing is he went for a lair on the third base. The third base is actually a very difficult base to defend, even though there is a very tight choke here and this reasonably wide entrance here. I think that it's very hard to defend this because it's so far away from your base. So if you get attacked from this direction, for example, you have to stream all your units all the way down from the natural and from the main base. I really like the look of this creep. Looks pretty damn good. Now this pylon is amazingly still alive. Looks like these roaches are also breaking down these rocks. He is going to probably want to start aggression from that side because of course it's a wider choke. And with a wider engage you can get better surrounds off, which of course the Zerg is all about. Do all those surrounds. Now this is quite a different one. I've never seen a Disruptor and 2 Adepts dropped off. Usually it's either 4 Adepts or 2 Disruptors or even single Disruptor. So let's see what kind of damage he does with this. He might get a Purification Nova down. If he does, it would be quite nice. Oh, a big one. And nice. Manages to destroy 2 roaches and 4 drones with that. That was pretty damn nice, considering he did not lose anything out of that. So very, very good drop here. Already paying for the actual drop itself. Not fully, but almost. If he does any other damage with it at that point, it'll be more than worth it at that. Now, Blink has been upgraded, so as you can see, we are going to potentially have some Blink Stalkers. Level 2 weapons is also being made. And he's also throwing on a few gateways, so going to have a total of about 6 of them at the moment, I see. Now he has a total of 3 Disruptors, so this would be very dangerous for Crimson to engage onto. Does look like he's going to decide to back off. The actual army supply is favouring Crimson here. Of course, being the Zerg, you always want to be ahead. And it does look like Parting is interested in his own 4th base here. Now, Mutalisks are obviously on the way here as well. As you can see, there's a total of 6 of them. So Crimson did manage to sneak those in without getting spotted. Actually, you know what? I want to check if he did predict that Spire, because honestly, I don't know. Yeah, he does look like he's actually spotted it. So that's quite interesting to note. I didn't spot it myself. And 2 Purification Novas going down, missing with one of them and hitting the other one quite nicely. A big chunk of roaches have been taken out here. So now this engage is actually quite dangerous for Parting. He doesn't have a huge amount of units to defend against this, and Crimson is going to be reinforcing this with just a few. As you can see, roaches are on the way. He's pretty much destroyed this base at this point. There's only a few workers remaining, but he has indeed managed to defend it off. Now the actual Purification Novas could have played a big part in that. He did of course miss a few of them, but that's a bit unfortunate. Looks like he is deciding to back or to start heading down a little bit. I do think that Crimson is still in a very good position right now. It's gonna all depend on the Purification Novas now. If he gets some good Novas off, it'll definitely be to his advantage. So there's 2 Disruptors on the field, which could potentially take about 10 units with it. I didn't catch anything out. Another Purification Nova. Oh, this one is gonna be huge! That was insane. That was one of the biggest Purification Novas I've seen so far. Very well played here. Another one landing on these roaches. Gonna be able to clean this out very nicely now, especially with the few Stalkers that are now being more warped in. This is pretty well played here by Parting. Very, very good. Oh my god, another Purification Nova going down. Two Ravagers getting taken out with that, and a few roaches here. Crimson is not controlling his units at all to get away from these Purification Novas. So the Purification Novas are currently Parting's best friends, taking out more and more units. At this point, this Disruptor has 18 kills, and GG is called by Crimson. Parting taking out 2 players from New Zealand at the moment. We're going to be moving on to game number 3 very shortly. Okay, so Parting doing very good. That was absolutely insane Purification Novas. I couldn't believe that one big one. It just took out so many Roaches and Ravagers. Crazy, crazy play, and he is really one of my favorite players when it comes to Purification Novas. Him and also Showtime, both very good with the Purification Novas. So that's pretty much it for this game. I'll end it here. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope you've left it that thumbs up. I'll see you guys in game number 3.